Hello, hello, hello. We've got the Suicide Quad versus Suddendeath in a game of 3. Testing out recording stuff, so please tell me how it looks. This match was played the other night, but at a time when nobody could cast it live, so I've grabbed the demos and let's get into it. Starting off on Ander, who's managed to pick up the first pent, and should be hanging around for a few weapons at the minute. Just a grenade launcher, runs into El Gapo, quad down. Good place to run into the quad when you've got the pent. And now racking up some early frags. Pepe, an unfortunate spawn. Everybody's coming into this room through the teleporter. They're trying to attack the rocket launcher and take the rocket launcher, but Andy is managing to just hold them down. Really difficult place to attack right at the start of the game, but important to hold. So it can be worth giving away a few frags like they just did. Hopefully I got the team locks right. I did. Wait. Yeah. Here we go. We're on Carapace with the quad. Got an LG as well. This is going to be a powerful setup. Rocket launchers on 2-3 now members of Suddendeath. And some good stack as well. Pepe's taken a big hit after taking the red. Goes down here to Carapace. Friend trying to attack this Mega. It's a good take. Carapace now really well stacked and looking dangerous. Ander waiting around on the quad. Carapace is going to take it with the absolute danger of a well stacked up rocket launcher and LG. And now we'll be in the position to absolutely destroy. Fren is getting absolutely murked by Ander over there. 3 frags I just saw on the kill feed. Straight back to back. And this quad's done some work. It's denied early pushes. Carapace still stacked up because anyone who's got a rocket launcher doesn't want to even take the fight. They're just getting the hell out of dodge. Fren currently with a rocket launcher. Goblin the only one without on Suddendeath. Good holding around the quad. Quad coming up in 3. Mega health. I think that's the lower mega health. But both mega healths coming up within about 10 seconds. So Ander with the quad. Going to be holding this hill mega health. It's not the one that's up, but it is now. LG's spawned underwater. Now Andy with the red can start to move around the map, start to roam around. El Guapo's holding down this yellow, gonna get fragged. Andy just denying the yellow from the enemy team. Would have probably had more sustain with the red, but only just. Unfortunate shot on a teammate there. Now with the quad. Carapace, no quad, but very well stacked. An interesting choice from them. Carapace. Oh wait, Carapace has gone down. Never mind. I misread that. Yep, Carapace died. Mega not up for a little while. Oh, I forgot there's 3 megas on this map. When I was looking at the scoreboard earlier. Andy right now pretty low. I think the auto tracker's broken. Or he just didn't die for ages. Red now on Pepe. They've got a good control. Heading over to the Pent. Who's picked that up? Goblin has picked up the Pent. Hasn't got much in the way of ammo or anything. Wouldn't be surprised if we see one of the teammates with a rocket launcher come over and suicide for the rocket launcher for Goblin right now. He will go in, try and push for El Guapo with a rocket launcher. Will he be able to get the frag? Does manage to shotgun him down. But right now, not in a great position. Goblin. A good Pent grab. It was a chaotic moment for sure. The right thing to just get in there and take it. But nobody on the team had anything else better, of course. Good grab there from Carapace up on the red. Friend decently well stacked. TSQ currently in the lead with current items and stack. Especially after taking that mega. Chaos over at quad. It's up in 3 seconds. 4 health left. Good respawn from Pepe. Manages to get the frag on Carapace. Quad going to El Guapo. Has got a grenade launcher. Now has cells. I was going to say has got an LG but no cells, but now has cells on the LG. Picked up a few more out of that backpack as well. 50 to 77 our scoreline at the minute. And a decent LG spree with the quad from El Guapo. Still got the LG, still looking powerful. Going to be able to hold this off and defend this mega for a teammate to pick up now. So many cells in that LG right now. He's doing really, really well with it. Picking everybody off. Goes down a little bit low health. Nas is well stacked. And now El Guapo gets the quad. Gets quad, gets a bit of health. Mega's not up in that corner. No Megas for a little while, I don't think. Red soon. Carapace holding down this rocket launcher. Really well fortified position. Even against the quad, Carapace barely manages to not take it. Now it's just about grenade spamming off all of the exits. Holding things down. Only a little bit of health left on El Guapo. Wants this yellow to come up sooner rather than later. There it is. Quad soon. Quad taken by Pepe. Good health, good armor, has a rocket launcher. This is going to be a good killing streak. TSQ looking to take a lead. They've taken a lead, looking to take their lead back. If I'm right. I've actually forgotten which way the scores have gone. I believe TSQ haven't been in the lead until recently. And it goes down. The end of the quad happens. One last blast, just in case you see somebody there. Might as well get the quad rocket out. Big blast up from Carapace. Nice surfing of the rocket. Very nice surfing of the rocket. Unfortunately, it does end up right in the jaws of another rocket coming down. Quad taken by Fren. Low health though. Looking to try and grab something to back up this quad. Pent certainly not for a while. Probably going to be a defensively played quad. Using it to gather locations. Very clean movement. Very clean. I love that style of sideways strafing movement. Quad gone, but it was used as good area denial. Very nicely done. Ten minutes in. The score difference is 21 frags. TSQ in the lead. Pent taken by Fren now. With the rocket launcher, with the grenade launcher, with the Pent. Looking to hold down this quad. We have a quad, about 10 seconds I think left for a pentaquad. And going to take the red. So Fren right now running the raid boss strategy. Everything in on one person. It makes sense. We've still got a while left on the quad after that Pent disappears. So able to survive the LG onslaught that just happened. Picks up an LG on top of that rocket launcher that he's had for a little while. Now lurking around the map. In a good place, Frags Goblin. Opening up this scoreline now. That pentaquad opened up the scoreline a lot. As all other teammates of TSQ at the same time, I forgot to mention, had got rocket launchers pretty much. Rocket launchers in a decent stack. El Guapo needs some health, 249. Well stacked on the old... on the old armour, but not very well on the health. Quad on El... We're just sticking with El Guapo. Nobody else is able to take anything. It's full raid boss. What is the... what's the scores looking like? He's not that far ahead of anybody else. Andy with 34. Friend 33. So despite all these raid bosses, but the control and the frags coming out very nicely. And of course the pick frags against those. He's just seen Splash has got a... LG there, I think. So wanting to stop Splash getting away with that LG. Not too fussed about Carapace going down. Carapace hasn't got much in the way of ammo, but a rocket launcher, very powerful. Just need some rockets for it. Nas this time though takes the quad as El Guapo is off doing other things. Has no health, no armor. So now Nas, I expect Nas to use this to hold down a point. They're going to pick somewhere to hold down and hold it down. Possibly the Pent. But there's no point in roaming right now. They have a good lead. In 3 seconds we'll find out what that lead is because I'm bad at maths. They lead by 57 frags, so a very healthy lead right now. With 7 minutes left to play. No need to roam with the quad, just use it to hold off things. And using that last quad to bully the other players out of taking anything. Right now, there's 2 fresh spawns on Suicide Squad. Sorry. No fresh spawns on Suicide Quad, actually Pepe now, fresh spawn. Now there's 2. There was 2, when I said it was 2 fresh spawns on Suddendeath. And a rocket launcher and a LG. Will they be able to find the rocket launcher of Carapace? With the red armor now. Quad's just burned out just at the wrong time, so Nas going to be exiting, but gets taken down by Carapace, coming over the top. It's a strong showing right now. And Suddendeath are definitely... They're stemming the flow, but then when it goes, it's going fast. They're losing a lot of frags when they're losing frags. Goblin now with a good stack. LG quad. Needs to go on a hunt. We've got just over 5 minutes left. So hunting down the opponents is going to be more important than anything specific right now. See, chasing through the water. Finds that. Don't use your LG down here. Ooh, that was dangerous. That's ballsy. That is. Tell you what, that is ballsy. Just making sure that you don't use the LG in the water. Now holding out for that rocket launcher. Pepe gonna pick up the pelt. Nice grenade onto Carapace. Misses it initially, but the rebound still manages to get him. Coming in, trying to find Goblin. Who's got the quad just there? Somebody's picked it up. Splash has got quad and ring. That means he's not invisible. I think the glow still exists, doesn't it? Let's get over to Splash. There we go. Quad just about to run out. Gets blown up before it does indeed run out. Red armor's up. Goblin's taken it. Quite a big score gap still though. This is going to be 4 minutes left and 56 frags to bring back. It is unlikely that Suddendeath are going to be able to do this. But we'll see. There's always a chance. Good explosions. Takes down Splash. Carapace with a rocket launcher. Goblin picks up the quad. This is their best chance. They have to hunt here. And I'd expect TSQ to start running and hiding. It's not quite full, full plus back, don't attack anything. But Suddendeath can't really just hold positions if they want to bring these frags back. Still got 50 frags to bring in 3 minutes. It's a tough ask, but it is doable. They've brought a few frags back, certainly. Goblin blows up a teammate, finds Pepe. Frags going mostly both ways, nothing really being brought back right now. Quad up in 9 seconds. Let's find somebody who's at quad. Looks at the minute like not too many people fighting for quad, and Carapace is going to get it practically for free. Really not much fighting on that quad. Will Carapace be able to make it count on the scoreboard? Tough ask. And as soon as it started, the quad is already over. A couple of frags taken, so not too bad. Nas falls. Pepe sure to go down here. Holding this rocket launcher. RL's up. Carapace is going to swap with Splash. We should hold that rocket launcher. Quad going to Carapace again, just completely for free. It seems like TSQ have looked at the time and said there's no point fighting for quad, because if they lose it, they could lose 10 frags even. They would be unlucky to lose 10 frags. I think Carapace knows Pepe's somewhere in there. Unfortunate suicide there from Pepe. Manages to get Goblin though. So it's at least a trade. But now the impossible task, I think now. 40 frags to make up, 1 minute remaining. This one looks like it's going to be going to TSQ. They currently have... They've definitely been playing defensively. They have nothing over on their stacks. And they're delaying the spawns. TSQ full delaying spawns right now. So... yeah, complete defense. Carapace picks up another quad for free. Suddendeath with 4 rockets, overstacked players, but they won't be able to find. Watch Fren on the respawn. Still not respawned. Still not respawned. There he goes. No need to respawn any faster than you absolutely have to when your opponent's chasing down frags. They are coming back very, very carefully. It's absolutely going to be closer game than it was a few minutes ago. But 8 seconds left. That is GG on the map. TSQ going to take it. 183 to 161. Very, very nice from every single player there. What a first map of this match. It looked like it was going well for Suddendeath, then it swung to TSQ, and then they just kept gaining advantage all the way till the end when they knew that they had the advantage, and they were able to just hold it off all the way through. That's map 1. We'll now move on to the wonderful map number 2. Map number 2 then, of TSQ versus Suddendeath. We are on Phantom Base, a map I have not played properly outside of Deathmatch, so we'll be learning it as we go. TSQ picking up, almost picking up, okay, he's going to get it. Fren has got the quad pent, no rocket launcher. Well, rocket launcher, no ammo. But that is going to completely shut down the early setup, and while I doubt that TSQ are going to get much on the board in terms of frags from this, they have got complete control of the map out the back of it. Whatever they want, reds, megas, weapons, everything. And that's going to carry probably for 2 or 3 minutes. Very, very important early items. And even with the mistake that Fren was making, with his movement getting up to that mega, still nobody from Suddendeath was able to come in. Finds more frags straight after the quad spin up than any other time. And in our, Goblin with the quad. Low health. Nice sharp shooting, making sure not to hit your teammate. Super shotgun and quad, a very, very powerful mix. Nice explosion there from El Gapo. Going to pick up the red as well. 2 players right now, red and rockets from TSQ. Splash has rocket in yellow. Takes a good chunk of damage from that grenade coming out from El Guapo though. And now down. Finding that rocket launcher. Holding out this quad. It goes on to Fren. Fren finds the LG as well. A good quad from them. Does go down early, but they managed to take out all of the weapons on Suddendeath. Goblin has picked up an LG, but that's gone down now. And Suddendeath's in a bit of a pickle. 4 rocket launchers on TSQ. And Suddendeath have got basically nothing. Great control of the map right now from TSQ. Seems like wherever Suddendeath goes, they're finding someone with a rocket launcher. And it's getting difficult for them to move around too much. Even moving in packs, still getting fragged out. And this is where moving in packs is a risk. You've got to try and move in packs because you're not going to be able to get through someone with a lot of health, a lot of armor and a rocket launcher. But you could run into a very well stacked quad rocket. And that's probably not going to do you too well. 2 health and a quad, so everybody's been running away. When they see Juvlsk, they're getting the hell out of dodge, but you never know when your opponent's only got 2 health. But that quad, it gives off an aura. Gives off a certain aura. Strong start then, as we hit the 4-minute mark. TSQ, things slightly slow down. 25 frags they lead by. Time for things to slow down somewhat. Quad coming up. It's going to go to Carapace. Quad rocket, well stacked. Good spam from Pepe with the nail gun, holding Carapace off. Didn't expect Carapace to be facing the other way though when he came around that corner. Good quad to hold off this red armor. Red coming up now. Not in the right place to take it. Very nicely done from El Guapo, and manages to get in right at the moment that the quad runs out. Carapace getting out of dodge there. Picks up a couple more rockets to stack up on. Carapace still very well stacked. Javulsk goes down to the rocket. The pent on Andy. Quad pent now. Suddendeath looking to bring back this scoreline. They have done slightly going into that quad. And now they have the quad pent. And they need to. Andy needs to hunt. 30 health, doesn't matter about trying to take position. Just start hunting. Get some frags back on the board. While your teammates take positions. If we look down on the scoreboard, we'll see slowly the rest of Suddendeath picking up weapons, picking up armor, as TSQ has to just run and hide. A lot of them went down in that quad fight, and then Ander running around with quad pent. They just didn't want to try and take anything. Safest option, but you do lose a lot of places because you don't know where the quad pent is. If you could stop the quad pent somehow, you know, force the quad pent to stay in one place or know where it is, you might be able to take the other side of the map. But yeah, they did a great job with the quad pent, keeping it moving, keeping it going around. Carapace with the quad now. Not a great stack going into it, but he's going to pick up this red. Find a bit of damage onto Pepe. Quad just about over. Still well stacked. Coming into this red room, finds the entirety of the enemy team. Never the greatest position to find yourself in. Now Suddendeath are playing a lot more together. They're rejoining a lot more than they were early in the game. They know that things have kind of evened up. If you look down, they've got some weapons, some stack. They're still fairly behind on the immediate parts, especially now that Pepe's just picked up this quad. But the scoreboard's pretty even, 70 to 71. I need a lock file for this. I've just realised that everybody's at some place. Now TSQ linking up. Trying to play together in one place as a team. Good frags from Carapace. Andy's going to pick up the quad. Fairly low health, but I reckon he'll be sent out as a roamer. They need to make space. Items coming up soon, so making space the more important thing. But TSQ have managed to take down Andy with the quad and take this red on Javulsk. Great frag in there. Rockets coming in everywhere. Suddendeath have control of the quad room. Pepe scouting it out, decides against it, comes back across, running away from someone. I believe I saw some shots coming from the other side, and runs into Carapace with the quad. He's just holding around, has got a rocket launcher here, but just wants to absolutely make sure of this sort of centre section. The quad's coming up in the central section, easy to get to anywhere from it. Trying to defend this red. Pepe manages to get through without taking a hit, but will he be able to survive any more? Quad's gone now though, so Pepe does get away with that red. Oh sorry, I think Friend got away with the red rather than Pepe. Quad coming up in 10 seconds. It's an early quad fight for the Pent. And now they'll scoop around and I think go back for the quad. Who's going to pick up the quad? Should be up, and it's been saved for the pentaquad. Not much time left on the pent at the end of it, but still could be dangerous. More time than I thought actually left on that. Sometimes the pent disappears in an instant and you don't realise, and sometimes the pent seems to last for ages. Very close scoreline right now. I'll wait to count it until the 11-minute thing so that I don't have to do the maths, but I think that's just 10. I think I can do the maths on that one. It is indeed Suddendeath leading by 12 frags with 9 minutes left to go. Neither team are ahead right now in terms... Okay, 2 reds just been taken. But neither team ahead. More rockets slightly now after that fight. Suddendeath have managed to pull out a lead exactly as I say that things are even in the rockets holding standpoint. And now Suddendeath have a bit of a lead. With this quad, I wouldn't be surprised if they managed to increase this lead to a decent chunk. At least put TSQ under pressure with a good chunk of lead. Because so far it's been so close that a red could even swing the balance. A red and a bit of bad luck on the spawns could easily have swung the balance up till now. But 30 frags, having 12 frags a minute ago in the lead, they've managed to gain a really healthy lead here. Interesting to see where this next quad goes to. It looks like Suddendeath have got it, but coming in, I think quad just straight away goes down. It does indeed. Suddendeath picking it up, but TSQ rushing in with multiple members right after. A very clever play. Not... it pays off because Suddendeath didn't put a well-stacked member of the team on to take it. Low health, high armor, doesn't help. Yeah, that 2 guys with shotguns coming through versus 1 guy with shotgun. And managing to frag before the quad sort of kicks in, almost. Not getting the quad, they'll probably be pretty happy with having just contended for the quad. And denied it, at least. Now Suddendeath in a great position to take it. You see they put in stronger players so that the same thing doesn't happen again. TSQ knows it because they were there slightly earlier this time. And they don't go and contest the spawning of the quad. Protecting the room, but not contesting the actual spawn itself. Good chunk of lead now being pulled out for Suddendeath. It's starting to turn into a little bit of a massacre. Compared to the first 10 minutes of this map where it was always within a few frags of each other, mostly within single digits. We're now running into very well stacked rocket launchers on pretty much all of Suddendeath. Few rocket launchers now just been picked up on TSQ. This map is not so easy compared to the last map we watched on DM3. There, controlling the rocket launcher is a thing, but here there are more rocket launchers and they're out of the way from other things you might want to pick up. So controlling them specifically isn't something that seems to be done as much. Jules not ready for the second guy coming through. Andy making some good frags at this point in the game. Finds even more. Switch auto tracking off and on again, see if it's broken. Through a friend who took the quad, I think. And now Andy has the pent. Pent and a lot of stack. Going on a hunt. Interestingly, with a large lead that the Suddendeath boys have got, I wasn't expecting the pent to be used for a hunt, but the quad comes up and now it's quad pent on Andy, at least for a few seconds more. Grabs the red, good control from them, putting 3 members of the team. Absolutely nobody's going to try and push that. Very nicely done. Goblin getting blocked out there from this red. Splash respawning in an unfortunate position. Red coming up soon. Pepe should be able to take it. Goblin gets a good respawn and steals the red armor from Pepe, who I think ended up saving it, or trying to save it for a teammate. Quad goes to TSQ. Will they be able to use it? 3.5 minutes left. They've got 60 frags to bring back. It's a tall order. A pretty much impossibly tall order. Especially when they don't really have control over anything other than having just taken this quad. There's no map presence right now in a lot of the areas. They've lost that red to Goblin right now. Seems to be that whoever's at the red seems to lose it at the minute. Oh no, Goblin picked up a red from elsewhere. They do manage to take it. The last couple of reds, though, have gone to whoever wasn't there first. One guy defending, the other guy seems to get in, get out. Red's up, immediately taken, quad's over. And on to Splash. Suddendeath with a really good chance now to lock out this game completely. Two and a half minutes left, 70 frag difference with quad. If they can manage to make this 80 at the 2-minute mark, I think they'll be pretty good. Massive sneezing time. Sorry, apparently I'm allergic to domination. Or pollen. I need to take hay fever tablet. Splash has done some amazing work. What does the scoreline say for them? Really even on the Suddendeath team. It's something I noticed the last time I commentated them. Even between all of the players on the scoreboard. TSQ going to pick up this quad. It's on to Fren. He's done good work with them before. Very tough ask to get 80 frags though. In a minute and a half. Playing more for pride at this point. I'd be expecting what we saw last time. Slow down respawns coming out from Suddendeath. We saw it last time from TSQ at the end of the map. With 1 minute left, 78 frags in the lead. Suddendeath will surely be taking this map. save a miracle. Even in QuakeWorld, that's a bit of a stretch in fragging times. Unlucky respawn there from Ander. Nice rocket coming through. Frags Carapace with the quad. Really well placed rocket to open that up. Carapace looking back, not even seeing the opponent that had fired at them. And then, unable to return fire, gets taken out with the rocket. Very well played. Red's up. It's been stolen by Splash. And Splash will get out there. Very nicely. Find him with the LG. 2 nice frags. They're keeping the pressure on all the way to the end. Delayed respawns slightly, but still keeping the pressure on. The Pent respawns just as the game is over. 239 to 157. The scoreline certainly going out massively after that first half. And we'll roll over to the third map of this game of 3. Alrighty then, the legendary E1M2. We are on the third map of this game of 3. TSQ took the first, Suddendeath took the second. Now who will take it overall? E1M2, you wouldn't expect just a random campaign map to play so well, but this one does. A lot of health dotted around, being such an early map in the campaign. And we do see a substitution. BPS coming in to replace... I can't think who they're replacing. Never mind. I'm bad with remembering what team lineups are. Hopefully I'll get better with time. Hold hero from Pepe onto the rocket launcher. Probably going to swap with El Guapo. I'll defend until the rocket launcher's actually up, at least. Quad on Carapace. This will be a strong quad, I should imagine. Grabs the yellow. Completely uncontested in there. Now time to try and make some frags. This map being non-circular, because it's a campaign map and you sort of play it from one end to the other, it doesn't loop around. It's a lot harder to go hunting, but sometimes you'll just find a lot of people because they're all backed up into one corner with only a couple of ways out, rather than having the ability to loop around and run away from you indefinitely. It's a strong quad from Carapace, and a follow-up Mega. Being pushed heavily here by the entirety of TSQ. Pepe coming in, help brought in from El Guapo. Nas now with the quad. Very low health. Yellow armor coming up soon. Going to be left away. Rocket launcher on Carapace and BPS. Carapace with the Mega as well. This quad on Nas is just going to be used just in case. And goes down slightly early, but not too much. But secures the rocket launcher area. A very important area to keep secure on this map. It is one of those few circular areas, but it's very easy to defend, very hard to get into. Oh, unfortunate there from BPS with the quad. Goes down. Carapace holding off on this Mega. Possibly for an extra couple of health before starting a fight. 2 rocket launchers on either team right now and 2 freshly spawned. Nas with the yellow. Gonna do good damage. A rocket launcher dropping down from Pepe takes out Carapace. Carapace respawning and fragging Pepe. Now Goblin up on top, holding out for this upper mega. Pepe takes the quad, then immediately goes down, I think. Oh no. I wonder why the auto track had swapped. Goblin now with the quad and a mega. Rocket launcher in hand. Well supported by teammates. This is much more of a map. We saw it on the first map that there wasn't too much playing together as a team. It was more roamers and single holds. Then the map that we've just seen, a bit of both, depending on the situation at the time. This map much more heavily always playing in pairs. Whenever you're trying to defend something, there's more ways in than there are ways out somehow, is what it feels like when you're playing it. And so it's always better to have an extra player to defend with you. Five minutes in, the scoreline is about 12 different, 14 different. Going slightly the way of TSQ. Goblin with this quad, trying to make it count a lot actually. Oh, very nice flick rocket onto Pepe. Finds another one here, gets the shotgun out, gets a frag. Does hold down this armor reasonably well, but Suddendeath are going to get in there after everybody's dead in the room. And now playing around this rocket launcher. Let's get over to Ander with a rocket launcher. Carapace holding out for a rocket launcher. Manages to pick one up now. Now it's a fight on the quad. Quad immediately goes down straight after. Not sure who managed to pick that one up. But whatever, they didn't do too much with it. Careful here from Carapace, trying not to frag a teammate. In close quarters up the stairs. Bad respawn from Pepe. Oh, a little bit bounced up, I think, there, Carapace. Mega health coming up soon. Nice timing for Carapace to go in. Finds 2 frags. Now holding out for it. Quad coming up in 10 seconds. The rocket launcher's worth fighting for right now. And TSQ have got a good hold on this quad. But it is going to go to sudden death at the last. And for once we're going to see someone actually get out with the quad. The last 2 have been immediate frags straight after the quad was picked up. The frags have gone out. Scoreline now 7.5 minutes in, and it's 82 to 86. Very, very close. Carapace probably wanting to make this count more on controlling the map rather than the scoreboard. Difficult to do on this map, like I said, it doesn't float round in circles. So it can be hard to sort of circle the map and say we own all of this. And with 2 players coming in with shotguns. Carapace barely survives. Quad up now. Juvis gets wiped out. Who picks up the quad in the end? It's Goblin. What a steal of the quad. Just predicting that there'll be a player stood in there, and Juvis didn't have the health to be able to take it. Goblin now with the quad going on a bit of a tear. picking up some frags. We're now seeing an actual difference on the scoreboard just straight after that incredible rocket. I don't even know who shot it. Just saw it coming out of nowhere a split second later and oh, there we go. Suicide there from Goblin to give away the rocket launcher to Ander, who's going to have this yellow. Holding down the yellow for a long time, just going to be holding this position. This is one of the central points, and certainly the sort of point that's going to be attacked. Carapace to take that yellow and stack back up a little bit more. 2 rockets on TSQ, 1 on Sudden, 3 on Suddendeath. Carapace goes down though. Now TSQ in a good place. Look at all of the stack that they've got down in the side. They've got good players with good weapons. Few have just gone down, as I've said that. Curse of the commentator can happen before I've actually done the commentary. But they have this quad. Unfortunately, seems like they're not going to be able to use the quad to push anything too much. Just going to use the quad to hold out this yellow room. The plan would have probably been to use it to push had they had all of the players. And maybe a little bit more health on Nas. But as it stands, nice frag there from Goblin. Yeah, as it stood, just easier to hold down this one room. A lot of frags coming out. It's changed hands about 5 times in the last 30 seconds. 10 minutes and 20 frags the difference at the halfway mark. El Guapo in the quad room doesn't get nuked by a random rocket coming through. Well, random. Completely pointed rocket. Aimed exactly where it needed to be. An early death for that quad though. And TSQ looking light on ammo and armor and teammates and all the things that you need. Suddendeath haven't got too much better, but they do have Ander well stacked with a rocket launcher. And that will make the difference in whatever the next fight that they turn up to is. Pepe's got a little bit of stack. And they're going low. Quad up in 3 seconds. The fight's up. Everybody's in the chamber. Who's going to pick up the quad? I think it got picked up and then goes immediately down. No frags taken. Quad box. Just nobody can get out of there right now. Nobody on this map has the health to really be able to fight for quad. And no one team has been able to grab quad for long enough to blow everybody else up. Yellow up. Picked up by Suddendeath, who have a slight lead now. Just under 20 frags. We're at the 12-minute mark, so I'll tell you in a second exactly the number. At 12 minutes, 16 frags the lead for Suddendeath. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. One quad could absolutely swing this map. Unfortunately, that quad will immediately go down as soon as it is picked up, as has been the state of quads for this tournament. Carapace well stacked with this rocket launcher. Goblin's got a rocket launcher, needs a bit of health. They want to hold down this yellow. They greatly want to hold down this yellow area and then push into quad when quad's next up. The rocket launcher area, I haven't seen it controlled recently. I assume there'll be somebody down there from one team, but it seems to just be getting controlled from the outside rather than often you'll see players deep inside waiting on that rocket launcher. 5 seconds to the quad. Is everybody going to rush in and everybody going to die? Carapace is in position. Suddendeath have got a player either side, and now Carapace is the first one in a little while to be able to get out with a quad. Runs into Nas and nearly goes down immediately. This quad's cursed on this map. Now with a rocket launcher though, and in position to take this yellow, the second half of this quad's life is going to be spent on the hunt. Only one frag found through that though, but with the control gained, a couple more come out. A respawn frag, nicely taken. Good sound cue for Nas coming around that corner. Turning around, spotting, making the shots. And Carapace is in control of a good stack and a rocket launcher and looking dangerous to make some score on the board. 30 frags the difference now. It's not moving out too much, but it was so close for so long. Will it be the story the same as the last map? These teams sticking together till about the 10 to 12 minute mark, and then very quickly it falls into place for one team and the other team just can't seem to bring it back. The best they can do is sustain. When two teams are very evenly matched like these two seem to be, it can be difficult to come back, because if you make one mistake and your opponent's in the lead, they then have less pressure to push, and it's those overextensions that tend to be the mistakes made rather than underextensions. These teams are so good, of course. Div 1s, amazing players. Andy playing around this quad, it's up soon. Could be a case of a last second death. Pepe's in the corner, hides out. Quad's up in 2 seconds and BPS should take it. Will be able to get out with it. Doesn't have much in the way of stack to survive if anybody was to come round and try and take it. So, going to play around it for the yellow armour. Ends up giving the yellow armour away, actually. And playing into this rocket room. Difficult push to make. You might have the quad, but it doesn't have enough health to take a shot from the rocket launcher. You know whoever's there has just picked up. Nice grenade direct onto Nas. Four minutes remaining. 44 frags. Suddendeath leads by. It's absolutely doable to bring this back, but if you watch how Suddendeath are going to start playing, they're going to play much more defensively from this point. They know that they don't have to take quads and make them count. They can take a quad and just hold down a position with it, which tends to give them quite a few frags, of course, as people run in. But they don't have to go hunting for players. They're also more than happy to keep going with this pattern that we've seen throughout the entire game of the quad just immediately getting blown up as soon as it spawns. And nobody really getting the run of the quad. Because in that situation, you know, 3 or 4 players from each team go in, and the scoreboard doesn't change too much. Of course, one team might lose more if they've got more rocket launchers to go down, because a death of a rocket launcher is worth quite a lot. You're losing out on potential frags. Careful, Carapace, that is your teammate. El Guapo in the corner gets taken out by the rocket. Carapace is going to pick up this quad, and that is very much not good for TSQ. Best thing that Nas could have done in there was to do exactly what he did, waiting in the back, hoping to not get shot. But now with the shotgun, Carapace does a lot of damage. 50 frags in the lead now, 2.5 minutes left to go. The lead falling into place for Suddendeath. They've managed to get a few bits of control, they've managed to use the quads. The rocket launchers seem to just always fall to them. We haven't seen it much, but they really... It seems like Suddendeath has always had better control of the rocket launcher. It's interesting how they've done it, because, yeah, like I said a few minutes ago, it's all been done from both teams, from the outside of this room. Nobody's been protecting inside the room. That's potentially why they haven't been, as Carapace goes and gets a 4 kill on the entire enemy team coming out of the rocket room. So that definitely was the right choice from them. Bad luck on those pellets. Managing to not get a quad one-shot on an unarmoured opponent. Coming up on 1 minute left to go, Suddendeath looks to have a tight grip over this map. They're still holding control on all the places that they need to be. Nice frag there, El Guapo with the final quad of the game. Be pushing in, finds the yellow armour, is here. Suddendeath moving out, 100 frags the difference roughly with 30 seconds left to go. It's absolutely not happening. Can they make sure that it's under 30 frags? Looks like Suddendeath are not playing for it. We'll look around. Pepe going to go for this yellow armour anyway. 15 seconds left. Will he be able to find anything at all with it? Runs into Ander, who's going to take him down with the... Well, they're both going to go down as Pepe lobs a grenade around the corner. 2 seconds left, and that is GG. Exactly 100 points different. Ignore that score someone's just dropped. 281 to 181. Suddendeath take this 2 maps to 1 in this game of 3. Very, very good play. Hopefully the quality looked amazing. Thank you for watching, and I will continue commentating these things if everybody lets me. These are some fantastic games though. Very, very close between these guys. Hopefully more close games like that coming up soon.